It's 12 midnight on this early Sunday morning, January 15th, 2017, and it's time now for the Peter Channel Midnight News on this early Sunday morning, January 15th, 2017. Woo! Good morning to you all on this early Sunday morning, January 15th, 2017. It's 12 midnight, and the temperature is 30 degrees. It's not in it. Overnight will be 19. You know, the Peter Channel Midnight News on this early Sunday morning, January 15th, 2017. Here, top story at 12 midnight is Thomas Perez. Now, Secretary of Labor last year said if you go tweet with him more often than you're not going to succeed. Mr. Perez said about President Donald Trump. Donald Trump talked tough on China during his presidential run, blaming the country for the loss of American jobs, levying accusation on unfair currency manipulation on hostile trade practices, and suggesting that the United States be levying animus. Trump also has outlined does that action intended to take the first out of the presidency, but accepts to say his effect will be limited. It's an innovator in the circus world as after 146 years of curtains coming down, the greatest show on earth, the Ringling Brothers Bunny service closed after 146 years. People from the dozen organizations and community gathered around here, immigrants and refugee rats on Saturday at the Chicago Teachers Union headquarters near Chicago's Union West Side. A Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from California Santa Cruz at 9:39 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Moscow there rescinded an expedition in Russia from a rebooted relations with the United States. It wasn't that long ago that Russia's establishment was railed in President Donald Trump's victory. Zaga Poland, Polish Prime Minister Beatrice Zizzo welcomed U.S. troops to her country at a formal ceremony Saturday, saying it was a great day to help ensure Poland's security. Iraqi forces trying to retake Mosul from ISIS have made significant gains after seizing in Sunday's University, a government complex and parts of the east bank of the Tigris River. Patna, India, at least 21 people drowned, and that's the number more missing after a overcrowded boat capsized in a river in eastern India, police said Sunday. There was a bit of jostling in the one drunk cup of coffee Friday evening at Davis, but mostly there was a lot of chatting and yelling that some of the first processions succeeded and shut it down at Prince at Indianapolis. At 6 in the morning after the election, Minnie Murdy, a water and the editor resigned in the district, reserved a rental car that she intended to load with Vermont Macy and an overnight back to drive to Washington just before Donald Trump is sworn. With Kansas, Missouri, and Bullseye, winter storm descended on the nation midsection Saturday, bringing thick gas, dangerous travel conditions, and power outages that stretch its tentacles as far as east of the Atlantic. Kansas survived while proposed federal health law changes, Paul ran in the repeal. Non-federal school officials appeared before slapping last week down like local schools' achievements in the face of limited funding and African challenge about to warn that a citizen at a crossroads. Attleboro resident has been displaced following a fire that struck his ranch home on State Avenue in Haverhill on Saturday afternoon. Representative Kennedy parts from Uncle on vaccines. And Attleboro High students witnessed history by attending the inauguration of Donald Trump on Friday. New York U.S. Bank stocks will stay in favor of investors as long as earnings reports in the coming week showing an improving profit outlook while investors wait to see the U.S. Moody's has now agreed to pay $64 million of the penalty for failing the ratings of the securitized mortgage bond funding of the American housing crisis. For millennials, financial security may be out of reach, according to new research suggested. Japan's attempt to launch one of the smallest ever rockets into space is ended in a failed 9.5 meter, 32-foot rocket delivered around 8:30 a.m. As such, conducted by several countries find that Margaret Roberts complex could be reasons why killed whales are one of the three mammal species that suffer from menopause condition. Donald Trump has often ridiculed global warming and the promise to withdraw the U.S. from global accords signed in Paris 2015, yet despite the change in the political weather in Washington, the captains of business and finance together in Davos. We think we know where the press gets and comes chugging on our breasts, then we're not sure. As Science Verse can explain using lemons. Full season effects in the United States have Emily promised on the late fall and in the North Spring after the reach this peak. The mind-body connection is more than just gas rates. A new study found that an increased level of stress are indeed later into a greater risk of heart attack or stroke. Peter Children's time is now 12:03 on this early Sunday morning. Here, take a look at New England Source Report in Lynn, Massachusetts. That's been a double shooting on Hanover Street. Peter Children's time is now 12:04. Time out for a traffic report and a transit report on this early Sunday morning. Beep! Let's have an invitation with the subway system on the commuter rail and the ferries they are looking good. Okay, take a look at highways and byways. Let's start off around the Gillette Stadium area of Foxborough. Route 1, both ends, it's backed up between 495 out in Plainville and 95 in Sharon via Gillette Stadium in Foxborough here. But otherwise, highways and byways of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut are looking good, except on 395 on the northbound side, back from Route 16 Killenly, and Route 11 on the northbound side. It is backed up around the Salem and Colchester stretches, And down in New York City, Midtown Tunnel both ends is backed up after driving a northbound side on Upper East Side all the way at Harlem. Brooklyn Bridge on both ends is backed up. 230 westbound side is back to mine. Check tonight. And Interstate 95 on the northbound side back to mine. New Jersey headed towards the George Washington Bridge, headed towards the Merritt Parkway, headed towards New York City. Via George Washington Bridge and Merritt Parkway eastbound side back to mine. Sanford. And I was on my way to Vermont, New Hampshire. Man, looking good. Peter Channel News Time, 12:05 on this early Sunday morning here. It's time now for a weather report here, and take a look at radar, and it shows some snow showers stretching all the way from Cape Ann around Gloucester Rockford, stretching at the sea. Never batches of snow showers around Portsmouth of Hampton. Spotty snow showers around Eastham, Massachusetts, and spotty snow showers on the Cape Cod off Islanders, and stretching in Falmouth down in southeastern New Bedford. And to the south of us, seeing a line of rain showers stretching off the Jersey Shore, stretching off the Virginia and the northeast and North Carolina coastline here. And some spotty rain showers off the Virginia and North Carolina, stretching down to Tennessee. And some spotty snow showers from East Maine out of western and eastern portions of Brunswick and eastern central portions of Quebec and west central portions of Manitoba, west central portions of Quebec, and west central portions of Prince Edward Island, southeastern portions of Prince Edward Island here. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. For overnight, mostly clouds coming in, mostly clouds go out 90 degrees, plus about 3 to 5 miles an hour for Sunday. South about 38 degrees, north for about 6 to 9 miles an hour for Sunday night. Mostly clouds about 32 degrees, north for about 5 miles coming in evening from Guadalupe Game Day. South about 38 degrees coming in southwest to southwest wind. 6 miles in the morning for Monday night. Mostly clouds about 25 degrees, southwest about 3 to 5 miles an hour for Tuesday at just rain May after 3 p.m. Mostly clouds about 42 degrees at just patient 30%. So tonight, rain like May after 8 p.m. Chicago up to midnight. Otherwise, clouds about 35 degrees, just patient 30%. Wednesday, rain like May before 2 p.m. Chicago before 11 a.m. Otherwise, mostly clouds about 49 degrees, just patient 30%. Wednesday night at Chester before 7 p.m. Mostly clouds about 36 degrees, just patient 30%. Thursday, mostly sunny podcast about 47 about 32 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny podcast about 46 about 32 degrees. And for Saturday, puts about 46 degrees. In Tonnet's overcast and 30. Here with a humidity of 79% and non-it's 30 with humidity 86%. And in Mansfield, it's 30. And that's me for the Peter Channel Midnight News on this early Sunday morning. January 15, 2017. Good night. Good night. See you later this morning for the Peter Channel Sunday Morning News. I hope you have a good night.